Hey, Sharnik, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for accepting my request on such short notice. Actually,
No,
thank
this.
you.
Yeah, sure. How you spell your name?
Shrenik.
Okay. So, Sharnik,
Yeah.
can you go ahead and tell me about yourself, details, and your background, what you're doing, what you're looking for, so forth, and then we can go from there. Okay.
Yeah. Sure. So I'm currently in a dual master's program, which is civil engineering with a specialization in structural engineering and food science. And my research is more on the lines of timber structures and more on the lines of there's a new material coming up, which is mass timbers, cross laminated timber. So So, and I would like to continue my career as a structural engineer, working as a structural designer in engineering consultancy firm. And more on the lines, I'm looking for a company which just don't design structures with steel and concrete. They are also uh, have a positive outlook towards timber and mass timber, what my research is aligned with.
Okay.
Yeah, and I started my master's in fall 2018. This can be my last term. I have already scheduled my defense on 5th of June.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm talking to 5 recruiters right now. I have my latest interview was on Wednesday, 1st of April. Things were pretty promising before lockdown. Like I would have almost received the offer. It was just a matter of a week or something, but yeah, they told me that okay, our higher management has decided to not roll out any offer letters for a month at least until the lockdown gets over.
Okay.
So yeah, there are a lot of confusions because of that, and that's why I was kind of prepared to apply for my OP as well. So I have my all documents and even the new I-20, everything is ready. It just lockdown happened and I stopped.
Have you already applied for OPT or not yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay. And when you say you are talking to recruiters, what do you mean by that?
So I had interviews. That means
No. When you say you recruiter, are they like some companies who help you to get a job, or you're directly talking to a HR in a company?
yes, I had the HR. So I already had interviews with the HR, and the next round, which was with the principals. Like in our case, in structural design comes so principals.
Okay.
Not through some other company.
Got it. So they are not the actual companies who help you get a job. Is basically directly with the company.
Yes, and I out of 5, I have 3 people. I have directly met them. Through some means like last time through a conference or so.
But what my question to you is, in your mind, do you have, when you say I was supposed to get an offer in a week, so in your mind you have one solid lead, or there are many other solid leads like that?
Uh, those 5 I'm talking, those are solid leads.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, one is just you talked, one is you went for an interview. Where are those?
So regarding the interview I had this Wednesday, so he told me the next. Actually, he invited me to his Tacoma office, but things didn't went that far because of the lockdown. So he said the next step is we have met, like he and Jeff, his name. So we met like a couple of times. So he's like, next step is you are coming to the office. So we need to wait for that. And what he told me is, I really liked you and I would like to work with you. But as of now, since we have decided not to roll out any offers for a month until the lockdown is over. So, but he also said in the email saying that I will not roll out any other offer later until I have you in the office.
Yeah, I understand that, but my question is different. My question is, out of those 5 companies, how many interviews you have given to an HR, and how many interviews you have given on site to the manager? That's my question specifically.
Okay. So out of 5, I had all the 5 interviews with managers, or I would say principals in our case.
Is it in the company
Because
or is it on the phone?
so out of them, only one was in the office,
Uh-huh.
and rest of them were through Skype, Zoom, or
Okay.
Teams.
Okay. Okay. Got it. And is it after lockdown or this happened long before that?
No, no, no. After lockdown, this is
So this is
this happened in the last 2 weeks.
all these interview happened last 2 weeks.
Yeah, because they were scheduled
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
those dates,
Got it.
and things got cancelled or postponed, and then
Got
they
it.
realized this can get too
Right.
much. So
Right.
they thought, let's at least have the interview.
And another question I have is, um, all these companies, if you have to rate them, and you don't have to tell me the name, okay? Just tell me, all these companies you interviewed, are these considered a mid-sized company, a small business, or these are large companies? When I say small business, I mean where you have one to 50 people total, or large mid-size means around 1,000 people, or these are above 1,000 total staff.
No, so these considering your numbers, these will be considered as small,
All of them?
but consider, yeah, all will be considered as small.
But that's it. That's all I need to know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And these are mostly located in and around Oregon, or they are all over US?
No, these are all five are in Pacific Northwest. 4 are in Oregon. One is in Washington.
Okay. Okay. And these are civil structural consulting, those sort of a company?
Yes, pure, only structural consultancies.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So, okay, I got a good idea now. So, um, okay, let's go through your questions first, and then we will go from there. Okay.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay. So your first question is basically I haven't heard. Okay. If so, apply GRA, I must. Okay. So, okay, the first question I would say, how would you, when you are apply for, I think, your EAD card and all that I related to I-20, I think my answer to that would be is, don't do anything unless you have a job offer in your hand
okay.
and you have a date of joining.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, don't apply for an OPT until you have a job in your hand, offer letter with a joining date.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so don't do anything stupid because you will be in trouble otherwise. So that will help you to work in your lab and this and that and all that. So that's one thing. Second thing,
Okay.
considering coronavirus situation, what do I expect? So here is the thing. See, in terms of in US, that's what I asked you, whether these are small companies, mid-size, or the large ones. I think the trouble is, right now, with this COVID crisis and all that, one thing. So how this, I think, whole thing works is, so you have seen all the restaurants have closed and all that, right? So, and then you see this spike in unemployment. So the first thing first, all the service industry is done. So the service industry is all closed. That's a first hit. So this happened within a 2 weeks of lockdown and so forth. But let's say what happens if this goes for end of April, which actually Trump is saying that we will be locked down by end of April, right? And let's say if it goes beyond that, because most of the models, I think they are saying that even I live in Ohio, they say everything here will be in the downhill by the end of July.
Yes.
Right, and
True.
let's say to be on the safe side, let's say August. Let's say everything will be fine by August, because even if there is one person sick, I don't think anybody will be comfortable going out, right?
Sure.
And let's say to be on the safe August, if that goes by August, my notion would be the second wave of the second hit will be all the small scale industries. So that means any industry that is basically that range I told you, because they will have a huge problem with the cash, because right now the problem is the invoice is not flowing. Nobody is paying anything. So they are
Okay.
right now. I can tell you for sure, considering the number of people you told me in your company, right now they are they. I will be surprised if they will if this goes little bit further. Then after 15th of April, I'm pretty sure they will get furlough the employees within that
Okay.
company, because I don't think they will have that much cash, or the because it is owned by a person. It is not a public company, right? And
Yes.
or
True.
maybe they have partners, two three partners, and they will make that decision per se. So the longer this goes, I would say my feeling is that any communication you will see are not gonna go out, and the type of emails you will get is that we are not hiring and all that. That can happen. And
Okay.
for that reason, I told you is don't apply for your EAD.
Okay.
For that reason, I'm saying, okay, don't do that mistake.
Okay. Makes sense.
Suppose I apply in summertime. Consider should I explain my? Okay, so okay, again, the next part, and I've told your friend the same thing. I think you are pretty lucky that you have this conversation going on at five with five companies yet that you spoke and so forth. But my worst fear would be is all five are gonna say we are not gonna proceed ahead, and that can happen very easily. And then for anyone to find a job would be extremely difficult, because there is no hiring. Forget hiring actually at all. That is the
Okay.
worst scenario that can happen. See, right now, in my feeling is that any company that will survive in this field, and again, the longer it's gonna last, is gonna impact again other people, other companies too, and even the big companies. And the thing is that because the oil and gas is not is not doing that great and so forth. So my feeling is that if it is going to last more and more, at one point of time is going to hit you, then me, and then everybody. I think the only people that can survive that sort of a crisis is people who are funded by government. So let's say if there is a company which you're talking and they have a project with defense sector or things like that, they are the only one who's going to survive, because the only person that will have money is either the companies who are the government funded or are bailed by the government or government itself.
Okay.
But then your the job, the type of job that you're going to do is not a service sector job, that or online job that you can say you have to go out. So I'm not sure how that gonna play a role, because your job is you have to be on the field. See, the problem with many companies, what we are seeing is they are saying to us and many other people that you can work online. So how we work online? Like if my job is like to write a report, or if I am project manager, I can do that. But for the people who have to work on the lab, who have to work on the field, they can't pay them more than that. So what they are telling them is, why don't you take paid off leave? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Because you can't charge it to account. That is the problem.
Uh, just a clarification. My job is office job.
No, no. So even okay, if it's office job, you will be better. So let's say if you are managing a project, right? Let's say, right, if you are managing a project or things like that, it's but it's still what I'm saying. Your company, let's say if you are working for a company who does finite element modeling for structured applications,
Yes.
that should be okay. But it's
Yeah.
still
That's
but what I'm saying is they are the also the ones that gonna get hit by the money, because the money is not gonna flow, because they have a customer, right? Because they are supporting a project who is supposed to, let's say, putting a bridge out there, or do something, right? So this is what is happening. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Unlike, for example, your job is like you are supporting online network or things like that. So just be
okay.
careful. But I would say, I would tell you for sure is, don't apply for EAD until you have a joining date, until you have offer letter. But even then, I would say it is very much possible that any company even they are gonna offer you a joining date that they can say after a month or two that we don't have the offer for you, and then you will be in